came on a bit early today because I need to set my room up a little bit and I needed to be able to see the screen. So let me just make sure that this is exactly what I need. I know that some of you are just getting on here now, which is fine. Just bear with me. I just want to make sure you can see me and hear me the best possible way. Bodhi's all ready for our practice this morning. So hello, everyone. Welcome to Blur's Day, otherwise known as Thursday, as I fall over on my screen here. Okay, so good morning, Karen. Good morning, Robin. All right, so good morning. Let me just type and speak at the same time, or try. All right. So thank you for giving me a reason to be here this morning. I, like you, probably feel like there are some tough days in there, and I've had a couple tough days. So I feel really grateful that I can show up on here and just be me and create a yoga flow that hopefully meets all of you where you're at. At the end of the day, I want you to gift yourself what you need from today's practice. It is going to always have a nice slow warm up, some strong elements in the middle, which you will be able to intensify if that's how you choose, or I will do my best to give you as many modifications as possible. I will, of course, encourage you to take as many breaths as you need and to drop down into child's pose whenever you would like. And then we will end off with a nice, slow cool down. So that's my intention for today. I want to encourage you to get a couple things that are going to help you be in practice this morning. I think probably the most important thing is to have a block or have something close to a block. So you know this already if you've been practicing for any amount of time. A block is a really generous way to bring the ground up to you so that you can ground yourself in your yoga poses a little bit easier. I use them a lot. I haven't even done a forward fold yet this morning, so I guarantee I'll be reaching for my blocks because it allows me to ground down into my block and allows me to expand a little bit more through my heart, and it makes me feel the way I like to feel. So if you don't have blocks, which I understand most of us pretty much don't, all you need are two things that are roughly the same height. So even something as simple as 2 books will work perfectly. And if you like to practice with a strap, then you can always get a house coat tie, or else you can also get a long belt if you'd like. Otherwise, you just do what I do, which is reach for whatever part of your leg you can reach for and grab on. And if you miss your leg, you just do your best and you modify. So the intention of our yoga practice is not to be perfect. The intention of our yoga practice is to be exceptionally loving for ourselves and give ourselves a place where we can unwind, reduce tension, remember who we are so that we can show up for ourselves and the people that matter most in our life right now. How much more time do we have before we start? So we actually have about 5 minutes. So if you've heard all this from me already, then I would just encourage you to go ahead and lie back on your yoga mat. Start off in a really nice, loving Shavasana to begin. If you have a mat, or sorry, not a mat. If you have a blanket, I think that's one of the nicest things to have. You can use a towel and you can roll it up. If you'd like, you can roll it and place it underneath your shoulder blades in alignment with your spine so that you can open up your shoulders right over it, or you can cover your body so that you can stay nice and cozy. And throughout the practice, you can use a small blanket or a hand towel underneath your knees if you have sensitive knees. And you can also use it underneath your sitting bones to prop yourself up and to tip your pelvis forward when we are doing nice forward flexion and stretches forward. It helps us get ourselves out of our back body, especially if you're the person who feels like you get in a stretch and you're like this. Sitting on the edge of a fold-up blanket on the ground helps you to tip your pelvis forward, and then when you stretch forward, you're able to do it with the expanse of your chest instead of feeling like you're dragging it all forward through your back body. All right, so if you don't have those things, please go get those for yourself. That will make you feel better and make you feel supported the way that you want to be supported. So if you're just joining me now, I would encourage you to start off on your back. Find some space for yourself. I will not have music playing. I'm sorry about my weird setup. I'm actually in the middle of moving, so it's a bit of let's just say a mess around here, but I wanted to block out that backlight. I know you don't care about that stuff. It's a beautiful sunny day. So let's go ahead and do our yoga flow today. Give ourselves what we need, and then we can go ahead. Good morning, Mary. And then we can go out and get some fresh air later today. It's a chilly one though, so wear your big jacket. Feel free to play some music in the background. If you're just joining me, find some space on your yoga mat. Bodhi's already got the toy ready. He gets so excited in the morning when we roll out the yoga mats. All right. I pulled a card for this morning's practice, and it's short and sweet this morning. I used the Keepers of the Light Oracle. And if this doesn't resonate with you, just let it pass right on by you. But for those that feel like this is supportive, I pulled the Lady Portia card, which is about divine order. And the message from Lady Portia is simply, do what you feel is right. And it's an important lesson in unfolding. And wow, does that ever feel appropriate for what's going on in the world right now? Whatever you feel is what you feel. However you show up is how you show up. And I think we all recognize this is a big system reset for all of us. So we're going to try and feel what we feel so that we can heal through it. And then as we emerge, my intention is to feel more connected, more grounded, more me. And that would be wonderful if you wanted the same. All right, let's go ahead and get going. Good morning, everyone. If you're just joining me, my biggest encouragement would be to get some blocks or something that would be like a set of blocks so that you can have something that's supportive. If you don't actually have blocks, you can use a set of books or cans, something that's just going to bring the ground towards you. These work really great for me. Before I had blocks, I would use these. So blocks are the best. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. Just try and get something that you can use. I also think it's really nice to have a folded towel or a blanket, something that you can place under your sitting bones or cover yourself up. Thank you so much for meeting me this morning. And if you're doing this in replay, you matter just as much. All right, so go ahead and start on your back. Right back. Nice deep breaths. Closing your eyes. Good morning for everyone who's just joining. Starting off on your back, either knees bent and the soles of your feet nice and wide. You can let your knees rock in if that's most comfortable. And either opening up your arms to the side with your palms to the ceiling, or bending your elbows, palms down onto your belly. Closing down your eyes. Finding your breath. Breathing deeply in and out through your nose. Just noticing how you're feeling without trying to direct it or change it or judge it. And if you're feeling particularly antsy, take a couple clearing breaths by breathing in through your nose, opening your mouth, and exhaling. One more deep clearing breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Take 2 more long, slow breaths. And if you're lying on your back with your knees bent, simply stretch your legs out towards the front of your mat. And either keeping your eyes closed or fluttering your eyelids open. Inhaling, drawing your right knee into your chest, taking your hands on the top of your shins and just gently pulling your knee towards your right armpit. At the same time, lengthening your back body, drawing your tailbone towards the front of your mat. One more deep breath in. Exhale, pull it a little closer. And placing your right leg out straight, inhaling your left leg in. Exhaling, drawing it a little bit closer. And breathing deeply into your chest. One more deep inhale. Exhale, pull it a little bit closer. And then bringing your right leg in to meet your left leg, wrapping your arms around the front of your shins, opening up your knees so that they're coming right out to your armpits. Breathing deeply in the space between your knees. Inhaling, exhaling, bringing your forehead up to your knees, squeezing into a small ball. Exhaling, releasing your head back down. Placing your left leg long on the mat. Inhaling your right leg up over top, stretching it all the way towards the ceiling. No need to have your legs straight, just do your best. And reach forward, holding on to whatever place you can hold on to. So that might be behind your thigh or even a little bit further up onto your calf. Interlace your hands behind your right leg and gently draw your leg towards your head. Letting your right leg, your femur, your thigh bone drop solidly into your hip joint. And then flexing and extending, pointing your toes and then drawing your toes towards you. And not feeling like you have to have your legs straight, but just recognize that this is almost like a forward fold, but you're lying on your back, so let it be juicy. Pressing forward, pointing your toes and then gently drawing them towards your face. Releasing your foot and starting to draw circles. Couple around and clockwise, and then reversing direction. Drawing your knee in towards your chest again. Inhaling, exhaling, bringing your forehead to your right knee. Option to hover your left leg. Squeezing in, and then switching your legs, extending your right leg long, bringing your left knee towards your forehead, squeezing in a little bit more. Option to hover your right leg. And then exhale, release your right leg to the mat and release your head down. Inhale, straighten your left leg towards the sky. And by straighten, I don't mean your knee has to be straight. Bend your knee so that your heel is starting to be right over top of your hip joint. And when you're ready, reaching up and holding on to whatever you can hold on to with your left leg. Breathing deep, drawing your left leg a little closer to your face. Directing your breath into the back of your leg. Relaxing your shoulders to the ground. And releasing your leg a little bit, starting to point and flex your foot, your left leg. Creating some motion into some movement into that left foot. Back and forth at your own pace. And release it and starting to draw circles with your toe. Feeling all the movement, reverse direction. And releasing that and bending your left knee, bringing it in towards your face. Inhaling, exhaling, bringing your forehead to your knee. Hovering your right leg, flexing through the right foot. An option to hold your body up while you switch. Bring your right knee in, press out through your left heel, and switch again. You can do this with your head down and switch. Pressing firmly out through the leg and keep going back and forth. Warming up your core, holding onto your knee as you pull your knee forward and switch. Keep going, flexing your feet. Option to keep your head down while you do this. Warming up, pressing through your legs, pulling your upper body up, and 3 more. 2, and 1, bringing both knees into your chest, release your head to the mat. Rolling onto your side, whatever side you'd like, pressing up and coming into tabletop position. Making sure that your blocks or whatever you're using as blocks are up towards the front end of your mat and that your blanket is nice and accessible. Coming into tabletop position with your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and coming into your version of cat and cow. So inhale, drop your pelvis towards the ground. Bring your eyes up in front of you, broadening to the collarbones. Exhaling, pressing into your hands, pressing into your knees, pushing down. Hollowing the belly, chin to chest. Inhale, lower the belly, broaden the shoulders, open up. And then exhale, press down, curving in, pressing through your shoulder blades, chin to chest, and back and forth at your own pace. Inhaling as you drop your belly and come forward, exhaling as you arch into cat. Keep going and let it be juicy. Feel free to start moving forward and back, bending your elbows as you go. Two more. And coming to stillness, taking a peek over your right shoulder, side bending all the way back, looking at your right foot. Inhaling to neutral, exhaling, side bending and looking to your left. 2 more. All the way over to the right. And all the way over to the left. Coming back to neutral, placing your hands firmly down onto your left side, and inhaling your right arm up and over top your head. Reaching up, opening your chest to the right hand side, and then exhaling, sweeping your right hand underneath your left all the way through, hovering your right hand above the floor, and then inhaling, going back up, opening up, reaching up. Exhale, reaching through, hovering your hand, hovering your head. One more. Inhale, all the way up, telescoping your chest open, and then exhaling, this time placing your arm all the way through, laying your hand down, resting on your right temple. An option to take your left hand onto fingertips or inhaling it right up over top of your head, reaching towards the ceiling. Breathing deep. Sending your breath all the way down towards your pelvis. Closing your eyes. Releasing your left hand to the mat, pressing back up into tabletop, firmly planting into your right hand and going on the other side. Inhale, left arm up and over top of your head. Exhale, all the way through, hovering underneath your right arm. Inhale, all the way open. Exhale, all the way through. Inhale, reaching up. And this time exhaling, bringing your left arm all the way through, planting the back of your left hand down onto the mat, resting your left temple on the mat. An option to go onto your right fingertips, or inhaling your right hand directly above your head. Creating a little bit more length where you can find length. Breathing deeply in the space between your ribs. Exhaling your right hand down, pressing back into tabletop. Letting your hips go back, knees apart, feet together, and releasing back into child's pose. Coming all the way back into child's pose and resting your forehead on the mat. Reaching your hands forward, finding length. Child's pose is a pose that you can return to multiple times during your practice. You do not need me to cue it. Please come here when you would like a rest, when you want to go inwards for a moment, when you want to honor you. And when we're doing the vinyasas and we're flowing between our postures, if you want to skip the flow, you can either meet us in down dog or you can be here in child's pose. So I want you to take what you need as you go. Reaching your hands forward as far forward as you can go with your fingertips, finding length, pressing forward with your fingertips, reaching back through your sitting bones, resting your head between your biceps, and then inhaling, drawing your body forward, coming all the way forward, planting your hands, and coming into one long line. Plank pose with your knees down, exhaling, tilting back, reaching back through your hips, all the way back, reaching forward with your hands at the same time. Inhale, waving forward, coming all the way forward, reaching through the crown. If you find that you're coming too far forward of your hands, just walk your hands forward a little bit. Exhale, bringing your hips back, sitting back all the way. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, all the way back. Inhale, this time as you come forward, pausing as you come forward into plank. And if you notice your hips are dropping down too much, just lift your belly button to your spine a little bit, pressing firmly into your hands, holding your head up, bending your elbows, tacking your elbows towards your side body and your side ribs, releasing all the way down onto your chest. As soon as you get down, making sure your hands are down on either side of your ribs, right down towards your chest, looking forward. Inhale, press down into your hands, lift back up again, one long line, bend your hips back all the way into child's pose. Coming forward again. Alignment is really important. So as you come forward, as soon as you get into your modified plank, bending your elbows, letting them bend backwards, all the way down. Press your chest to the ground. As soon as you get down, press down into your hands, contract your abdomen, and come all the way back. All the way back onto your hips, and forward one more time. Lower down as slow as you can go, nice and controlled. As soon as you get down onto your belly, release your hands. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart, pressing the tops of your feet firmly into the ground. Pelvis is in contact with the ground. Place your hands beside your face, looking forward. Inhale, exhale. Press down into your feet, into your pelvis, and lift your upper back, looping your shoulder blades back and down your back, hovering your hands on either side of your face. This is baby cobra. 2 more breaths. Maybe lifting a little bit higher. And exhale all the way down. Hands behind your shoulders, tuck your toes, come to tabletop. And as you come up, releasing your hips back into downward facing dog. As soon as you get in downward facing dog, taking a peek back, making sure your feet are hip distance apart. Soft knees. Taking a moment to walk your dog, stretching one heel back, then the other. And taking a peek forward, making sure that your hands are nice and wide, that your wrist creases are parallel to the front of your mat. Each one of your knuckles is making contact with the ground. And bend your knees so that you are one long line all the way up from your index finger, through your arms, up your back body, all the way to your sitting bones. Release your head so that your ears are between your biceps. When you're ready, still your down dog for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose, open your mouth and exhale. One more deep breath in and exhale. Take a peek forward, take a look, and walk your feet towards your hands all the way to the front edge of your yoga mat. Feet hip distance apart, releasing the crown of your head towards the ground. Bend your knees. Feel free to put your hands on blocks if that feels better. Swaying from side to side. Inhale to rise, start to walk your hands, roll up one vertebra at a time. Your head is the last to rise. And when you get to the top, opening up your arms into your version of Tadasana. Close your eyes. Feeling all 4 points of your feet making contact with the earth. Gently pulling up through the arches of your feet. Contracting the front of your thighs, lifting your kneecaps. Lengthening your tailbone towards the ground. Broadening through your collarbone. Reaching up through your crown. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach up. Option to bring your palms together. Exhale, nice big bend, folding forward into forward fold. Inhaling to halfway lift, hands to your shins or blocks. Bend your knees so you're reaching forward in one long line. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, reverse one, all the way up. Reach up, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Inhale, reverse swan. All the way up. Reach up, gather all the energy you can. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. One more, full around. Inhale, all the way up. Feel your feet grounding. Exhale, hands through heart center, fold all the way down. Feel your energy. Inhale, lifting to halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, all the way up. All the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Feeling the contact of your thumbs on your sternum. Pressing your palms together just enough to broaden through the shoulders. And setting an intention for your practice, for you, for your day. Inhale, reach up, look up, exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, place both your hands down, reach back with your right foot into a low lunge. Option to come down, better if you can stay up. So the front left leg is at 90 degrees. Plant your right palm inside your right foot and inhale your left arm up, straight up. Deep breath. Reaching forward through your crown, pressing strongly back through your right heel. Exhale your left hand down and taking a trip across to the right, low all the way to the back of your mat. Spin your feet so that you're in a lunge at the back of your mat. Setting up nice and properly, making sure your feet are on train tracks. Planting your left arm down, inhaling your right arm up, reaching up. Exhale, hands down. Plant both of your hands on either side, pressing into your hands, lifting your right leg up and back into three-legged dog. Exhale, place it back down beside your left. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left foot to left hand. Right hand down, inhale your left arm up. Breathing deep. Exhale your left hand down, going to your right, traveling all the way, pivoting all the way back up to the front of your mat. Right leg forward, left leg back. Plant your left hand, inhale your right arm up. Reaching up, don't let your hips drop. Feeling the strength of your legs. Exhale, place both hands down, press into your hands, lift your right leg up and back into three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot to the ground. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step to the front of your mat. Hinge forward, spring forward to the front of your mat into forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan, reaching up, looking up. Exhale to fold, all the way down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold, stepping back with your left foot all the way to the back of your mat into a low lunge. Placing your left hand down, inhaling your right arm up. Exhale your right hand down, this time going to your left. Swiveling all the way to the back of your mat, coming into a low lunge at the back of your mat. Left leg forward, right leg back. Plant your right hand, inhale your left arm up. Reaching up with your left fingertips. Pressing back firmly through your right heel. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Press down into both hands. Lift your left leg up into three-legged dog. Exhale to release it to the mat. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot through to the right hand. Plant your left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Breathing deep. Reaching forward with the crown of your head, back through your left heel. Exhale, right hand down, going to the left, hinging all the way forward to the front of your mat. Left leg forward, right leg back. Plant your right hand, inhale, left arm up. Last time. Exhale, hand down, press into your hands, lift your left leg back, three-legged dog. Exhale, release your left foot to the mat. Inhale your right foot up. Step forward with your right foot, hinging with your back legs, spring forward to the front of your mat into halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan, all the way up. Reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, reach back with your right foot. This time coming to high lunge. Inhale, coming all the way up, hands on either side of your hips into high lunge. If you're feeling wobbly, just making sure that your feet are on train tracks. So you can step your right foot out to the side, making sure that you're not trying to stand on a tightrope. Stacking your head over your shoulders, over your hips. Bending closer to 90 degrees with your left knee, but stacking your right heel on top of your right toe pads. Inhale, arms up. Bringing your hands nice and wide, releasing your shoulders. Pressing down, reaching up. Exhale, bringing your hands to heart center, tipping forward, placing your right hand down inside your left foot. Inhaling your left arm up. So twisting to the left, keeping your legs strong. Keeping your left knee bent to 90 degrees, pressing firmly back through your right leg. Exhale your left hand down, stepping back to plank, releasing your knees to the mat, untuck your toes, and coming down in one long line. Getting to the bottom, making sure your feet are hip distance apart, hands beside your shoulders, inhaling, pressing down into your feet, lifting your upper body, gently pressing into your hands, looping your shoulder blades back and down into Cobra. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale. Exhale, pressing down into your hands, lifting into Cobra one more time. Exhale all the way down, pressing back through tabletop, and coming into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your mouth. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, bring your right foot through to your right hand, setting up for high lunge on the right hand side. Inhale, bring your upper body up, hands on your hips. Finding your foundation, even put a little micro bend in your left leg if it helps you stack your upper body over your hips. Take a peek down at your right knee, making sure it's tracking forward with your right toes. Hips are square to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Release your shoulders down, but reach up with your fingertips. Knit in your lower leg and ribs. Try not to extend too far forward, but to bring them back. Hands to heart center. Hinging forward, releasing your left hand inside your right foot. Inhale your right arm, revolving up directly over top of your head. Press down with your left hand, reach up with your right. Find the buoyancy in your hips. Exhale your right hand down. Press back into plank. Option to release your knees to the mat and lower down in one long line, or to stay in full plank and lower down in your chaturanga. Releasing down and inhaling into up dog or into Cobra. Inhale up. Releasing, pressing back, and meeting a downward dog. Two more breaths. As you move through your practice today, your option is to always flow with a full plank into chaturanga, into up dog, and then pressing back into downward facing dog. Or you can go forward into your knees down, releasing all the way down, coming up into Cobra, and then pressing back through tabletop, lifting your hips to downward facing dog. Or you can just say, I don't feel like doing that today. And while you guys are all doing that, I'm just gonna go right back into downward facing dog. Stepping your feet forward about 6 inches, taking your feet to the either edge of your mat. So do a shortened, wider downward dog.
Pressing back firmly to your fingertips. Inhale, reaching your right hand across your body underneath and taking hold of your left shin, your left ankle, the outside of your left knee. Twisting your body open to the left. Option to look beyond your left hip, underneath your left armpit. Pressing back through your fingertips, revolving open. Trying not to collapse through your left shoulder. Releasing your right hand, finding your center, and then taking your left hand, reaching through to your right leg, holding on to your leg, opening your body to the right, pressing evenly back through both of your hips. Releasing your left hand back, stepping your feet together, looking forward and stepping or hopping to the front of your mat, hip distance apart. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold. This time holding on to opposite elbows, releasing your head between your arms, bending your knees so that your hips can rise to the ceiling, crown of your head to the ground. Breathing deep, sending your breath in between your shoulder blades and all the way down through your back body. One more deep breath. Releasing your hands, inhaling, reverse one, all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, keep folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, both hands down, step back to plank, flow through your vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog, taking your time. Exhaling as you reach back, finding your downward facing dog. Stepping your feet together, inhale your right leg up and back, stacking your right hip on top of your left, bend your right knee, reach your right knee towards the ceiling, opening up all the way to the right, finding the balance between your upper body, not letting your left shoulder collapse to the mat. Reach a little higher with your right knee. Inhale your right leg straight, exhale, right foot through to right hand. Spin your back heel down on a 90-degree angle, setting up for warrior two. Getting your foundation right, right heel in alignment with your left arch. When you're ready, inhale your left arm back and up, settling into your warrior two. It's an open stance. Your hips are open to the left side of your mat. Your gaze is over your right fingertips, all the way forward, strong in warrior. So feeling the outer edge of your left foot, pressing firmly into that. Right knee is bending close to 90 degrees, tracking with your second and third toe. Taking a moment to spin your hands to the ceiling, releasing your shoulders away from your ears. Breathing deep. Spinning your palms back down, going into reverse warrior. Flipping your front palm, reaching back with your right hand. Reach all the way back behind you, continuing to press into your right knee. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhaling, coming forward, either bringing your right elbow to your right knee or reaching down all the way towards the block or the ground, and inhaling your left arm up and over top into extended side angle. So whether you have your elbow on your knee or you have your fingertips to the ground, pressing firmly into your left outer foot, reaching forward with your left fingertips, reaching up, finding the strength in your legs. Inhale, all the way back up to warrior two. Feeling the burn in your legs. Exhale, spinning your hands all the way down either side. Reach back with your right foot to plank and go through your vinyasa or meet in downward facing dog. 3 breaths in downward facing dog, or take a moment to meet us in child's pose. Step your feet together, and if you're in child's pose, come on up into downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back, stacking your left hip on top of your right, pressing firmly through both your hands, bend your left knee, reach it towards the ceiling, press back with your hands, extending your right heel towards the ground while lifting your left knee towards the sky. Upper body is still in downward facing dog. One more breath, reaching up with your left knee. Inhale to straighten your left leg. Exhale to bring it all the way through to your left hand. Warrior 2, spin your back heel onto a 90-degree angle. Heel to arch alignment. When you're ready, inhaling your right arm up, over, and back into Warrior 2 on the other side. So take a moment to get your foundation right. Hips are opening to the right side of your mat. Left knee is reaching forward over your second and third toe. Releasing your shoulders down. No tension in your face, in your jaw. Flip your palms to the ceiling. Releasing your shoulders. Give your head a shake. Look forward over your left fingertips. Back leg is straight, pressing firmly to the outer edge of your right foot. Spin your fingers, your hands down. Reverse your warrior. Flip your left palm up, reaching all the way back, all the way to your hips. Continuing to bend into your left knee. Breathing deeply into your left side ribs. Inhale to Warrior 2. Exhale, releasing your left elbow to your left knee, or reaching down to a block with the ground, and inhaling your right arm up and over top of your head. Reaching forward with your fingertips. Option to lift your gaze underneath your right arm. Feeling that energy go all the way through your right foot, up your right side body, and extend all the way out through your right fingertips. Feel the strength of your legs. Breathing deeply. Inhale, come all the way back up into Warrior 2, no change in your legs. When you're ready, exhale, windmill both hands down. Either side of your foot, step back to plank and go through your vinyasa and meet us back in downward facing dog. If you're not already in child's pose, releasing both your knees to the mat, knees nice and wide, ankles together, pressing all the way back, hips to your ankles, and releasing your forehead to the ground. Swing from side to side. Feeling the opening in your back body. Pressing your upper body up so that you're sitting on your shins on the back of your mat. So we're going to do a couple extensions and some gentle camel poses. If you know that you like a little support, reach forward and take your blocks and bring them back beside your body. So inhale, pressing down, taking your feet or your knees hip distance apart, centering your body to the front of your mat, placing your hands on your back body. So fingertips facing down, like you're putting your hands in your back pockets. Spin your shoulder blades together, so your shoulder, the elbows are reaching back, looking forward, inhaling to create some space, exhaling, pressing your hips forward, broadening through your chest, And extending back any amount, maybe lifting your gaze towards the ceiling. Breathing deep. One more deep breath. Exhale to come up, releasing your hips back, sitting back on your ankles, and just releasing your hands into your lap, closing your eyes. Just gonna spin so you can see me a bit better. So as you're sitting on your hips, I want you to come forward again like you're gonna go back into camel again. But this time I want you to flex your left foot, tuck your toes, and place your right leg out directly in line with your hip. Right foot is planted to the ground. I want you to inhale your left arm up and over top of your head, side bending to your right foot. Breathing deeply all the way from the left armpit, all the way down to the left hip. Exhale, bring your left hand all the way down to the ground, and inhale your right arm up and over top of your head. Feeling that long line all the way from your right fingertips, all the way to the outer right foot. Inhale, arm back up, raise your body. Exhale, left hand up and over your top of your head, reaching towards your right toes. Inhale to rise, left arm down, exhale, right arm over top of your head, reaching out over top of your head, finding your length. Inhale to rise, bring your right leg back to meet your left, and sitting back onto your knees. Sitting back onto your ankles. So coming back into the second set of camel, option to go right back to where we were, or this time coming up onto your toes, flexing your toes and reaching back for either one of your heels, or option if that's a little too far back, you can reach back for your blocks. So whatever feels good to you. So option to stay right where you are right now. And if you find these wide open extensions a bit much, simply learning how to keep your toes flexed and your ankles flexed, and even just sitting up nice and tall and bringing your hands behind you, opening up your chest, this is an extension. Okay, so I want you to meet yourself where you're at. If you're coming with me, you can rise up onto your knees, sitting up nice and tall, bringing your hands behind you, this time flipping your fingertips towards your spine, spinning your elbows back, inhaling for length, exhaling, pressing into your hands, pressing your hips forward, opening your chest, option to reach back with your fingertips to the blocks or onto your ankles, inhaling, pressing forward, looking to the ceiling or gently lifting your gaze even higher. 2 more breaths. One more. When you're ready, lifting up, exhaling, untucking your toes and sitting back onto your heels. Resting your palms in your lap, closing your eyes. This time going into the other side, sitting up one more time, placing your left leg out to the side, directly in line with your hips. Left foot, the sole of the foot planted firmly into the earth. Inhale, raise your right arm up. Exhale, extend it over top, side bending to your left. Breathing into your side ribs, making sure your head's not flopping down, holding it up. Option to look to the ceiling. Inhaling to rise, placing your right hand down. Exhaling, your left arm up and over top of your head. Option to lift your gaze underneath your left elbow. Making sure your left leg is strong, pressing out to the outer edge of your left foot, reaching through your left fingertips. Inhaling to rise, right arm up, exhaling as you reach over top, coming to the left-hand side. Finding just a little bit more space in your collarbones. Inhaling to rise, right hand down, left hand up and over top of your head. Reaching forward, reaching over the left-hand side, making sure your left leg is active. Inhale to come up, bring your left leg in. Exhale, sit back and release your body forward into child's pose. Knees together, ankles together. Forehead to a block or to the ground, and release your arms beside your body, palms to the ceiling. Breathing deeply into the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale to walk your body up. Coming forward to the tabletop, setting up for downward facing dog, tucking your toes, and exhaling as you press your hips up and back. Inhale to look forward, step or jump to the front of your mat into halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse one, all the way up, hands together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, both hands down, step back to plank, your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Repeating the same flow that we did last time. Inhaling your right leg up. Exhale, right foot through to right hand. Warrior two, spin your left heel down. Inhale, up to warrior two. Gaze over the right fingertips. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand back, reaching back over your body. Inhale to warrior two, looking forward, keeping stable in your lower body. Exhaling, right hand down or right elbow to right knee. Inhale, your left arm up and over top. Reaching forward. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, windmill your arms down on either side of your feet. Press down, step back to plank, and go through your vinyasa. If you're getting tired, release your knees. Coming down into baby cobra or cobra. Pressing back into downward facing dog. Last time, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left hand through, left foot to left hand. Spin your left heel down for warrior two. Inhale, all the way up. Find your warrior two. Releasing your shoulders. Reverse your warrior. Press back. Feet the same, left hand reaching over top of your head. Or you fall over. Inhale the warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. So left elbow to left knee or all the way to the ground. Inhale your right hand up and over top of your head. Reaching up. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, windmill your arms all the way down. Step back to plank and go through your vinyasa. Leading in downward facing dog. 3 breaths. You did it. Raising your head, taking a look forward, and stepping or hopping to the front of your mat into halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse one all the way up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Turning side to the left side of your mat, taking a big step back with your left foot into wide angle forward fold. So you're with the long edge of your mat, and your toes and your heels are on the same line. Place your hands onto your hips, fingertips up, spin your elbows back. Inhale to create length. Exhale, hinge forward at your hips, reaching forward with the crown of your head. Coming to halfway and then releasing your hands down and walking your hands between your feet, back behind you any amount. Drawing your crown towards the ground, bending your knees just enough that you're not stressing the back of your hamstrings. Finding the outer edges of your feet, pressing firmly, lifting your sits bones towards the sky, and releasing your head towards the mat. Rocking forward a little bit onto your toes, letting your weight come back into your heels, and finding the sweet spot right in the middle. Walking your hands directly under your face, coming up under your fingertips, and reaching forward into halfway lift. Exhale to fold one more time. Walking your hands all the way over to your right side, holding on to the outside of your right foot, or reaching towards your right as best you can, and then bending and forward folding to the right hand side. Bend your elbows. Draw your crown of your head towards your right toes. Meeting yourself where you're at. Inhale, walking your hands back underneath, coming into halfway lift, finding your balance. Exhale to fold, and walking your hands over to your left feet, holding on to the inside or the outside of your left feet, and then releasing down, drawing your crown towards your left toes. Staying in both your hips, making sure that your pelvis is centered. Breathing deeply through your rib cage, closing your eyes. Walking your hands back to center, coming up into halfway lift, and bringing your toes, keeping your toes out, just bring your heels in a bit, so that now your toes are out on a 30-degree angle and your heels are in. Bending your legs and rising up into goddess pose. Hands to your heart. So looking down at both your feet, and maybe even walking your feet in a little bit if that's more comfortable. I know I have 6-foot-long legs. What you want to make sure is that your knees are tracking in line with your feet. So you find what's best for you. You can be nice and low, all the way down into your seat, but rising your upper body towards the ceiling, or you can be up here. You find what's comfortable for you. Wherever you are, see if you can go 2 inches lower. And you can either stay here or you can come with me. Raise your right heel, holding out. Place your right heel down, lift your left, staying nice and low. Release your left heel to the mat. Come up onto both your toes, raising both your heels, staying nice and low, pressing your palms together. One more breath. Release your heels to the mat, straighten your legs, step nice and tall. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Bending your knees, stepping forward to the front of your mat. Coming to your Tadasana, and then inhaling your arms up, look up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold, and inhale, rise all the way back up again. Hands to heart center. Coming into tree pose. So centering your body to the front of your mat, hands on either side of your hips, press firmly into your left foot, Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. Option to bring the sole of your right foot on the floor, resting on your ankle, to your shin, or all the way up inside your left thigh. Pressing the sole of your foot firmly into your thigh. Feeling the strength of your leg, grounding down, reaching up tall through your crown. And the front of your hip point should be square with the front of your mat. So this is the ultimate finding your effort and finding your ease. Keeping your gaze or your drishti 4 or 5 feet in front of you. And when you're ready, bringing your hands to heart center. And if you're ready, growing your arms up and over top of your head. Option to lift your gaze any amount. Pressing down, lifting up. Finding your roots, finding your expansion. Bring your hands back to heart center, bringing your knee forward and pressing out through your heels, straightening your leg right out in front of you. Stepping firmly into your left leg, raise your right foot even higher. And exhale, releasing your right foot to the mat. Giving it a little shake from side to side. Going into tree on the left side, pressing into your right foot, placing your foot where you would like it to be. Checking in with your hips, making sure that they're pressing forward. When you're ready, bringing your hands to your heart center. Every day is a new day. We are actually not the same person every single time we step on the mat. And practicing this piece of self-compassion is where we start to get it right. So being okay with where we are and being mindful of the voice that we have for ourselves. When you're ready, and if you're ready, bringing your hands up and over top of your head, pressing into your right foot, reaching up to your fingertips, finding your strength. Softening your breath. Bringing your hands back to heart center. Releasing your foot from inside your thigh, bringing your knee forward, and then pressing out through your left heel, raising your left leg a little bit higher, standing strong in your right leg, wobbling a bit. One more breath, press down, lift up, and exhale, bring it all the way down. Standing at the front of your mat, inhale, look up, arms up, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Going into pigeon. If you know that you can do pigeon, then follow along with me. But if you know that it's uncomfortable for your knees, I want you to line your back and set up for figure 4. Inhale, your right leg back. Exhale, right knee to right wrist. Walking your left leg back any amount, straight behind you, untucking your left toes. Taking a peek down, making sure your right knee is on the outside edge of your right hip. Inhaling to create some length, finding the balance between your pelvis from side to side. And then exhale, walking forward with your hands and your forearms. And either releasing your forearms to some yoga blocks or some books, or all the way down to the ground. And breathing deeply in your back body, or allowing your head to come forward all the way down to the ground. If you are finding that uncomfortable, I want you to go ahead and come with me. Roll all the way onto your back. Bend your right knee, place your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Reach between, clasp your hands behind your left thigh, and draw your left knee towards you. Option to use your right elbow to gently open up your right knee. And if you find that too much, you can keep your left foot on the ground and just gently press forward onto your right thigh with your right hand. Whatever feels good to you. I'm going to stay for 3 more breaths. Finding the space in your pelvis. And instead of shying away from where it feels tense, send some loving breath, some loving thoughts, some loving sentiments right to the crux of where you feel the most tension. If you're in figure 4, you can simply release that side, unwind your legs, take your feet wide, let your knees just knock into one another. If you're in pigeon, walk your hands back, place your hands on either side of your right knee, tuck your left toes, and press back into downward facing dog. Pedaling your dog, swinging your hips from side to side. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and a cleansing breath out of your mouth. When you're ready, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left wrist. Walk back with your right foot, untuck your toes. Taking a moment to find some length, squaring your hips to the front of the mat. Finding length, finding as much symmetry as you can. And when you're ready, exhaling, slowly walking your way forward for 10 breaths. If you are that person that finds that your hips are all over the place when you do this, and sorry, I didn't mention this before, you may find it comfortable to place a block underneath your left hip or even a blanket. I actually find it to be really comfortable. Sometimes it's just nice to experiment. Center your hips, release down. If you're in figure 4, go ahead and release your leg and just hang out with your legs resting together for a moment. If you're in pigeon, placing your hands, walking back, tuck your toes, press back into downward facing dog, pedaling out, swinging your hips. And walking your feet forward, we're all going to meet sitting on our sits bones and opening up our hips into a forward fold. So this is where we talked before. This is our last forward fold of the practice today. And if you feel particularly tight, like most of us, you may want to sit on the edge of a blanket, opening up your hips from side to side, flexing your feet. And if you're particularly tight, I want you to bend your knees. Okay, so I'm going to go sideways so you can see me. For those of you who are already in a forward fold, you can go ahead and inhale for length and exhale to come forward. But if you're like a lot of us and you feel like a forward fold, you feel more like a turtle, then that's where I want you to go ahead and sit on the edge of your blanket. so that your hips can tip forward a bit. And if you bring your legs out to the side, I want you to flex your toes towards the ceiling and bend your knees as much as you need to so your hips can roll forward. This might be your forward fold, and I will tell you this was mine for years. Doesn't really matter, I just want to give you a point of comparison in that respect. You can reach back through your hands, and this might be your forward fold. Be aware of where your chin is in space. Tuck your chin, whatever position you're in, so you're reaching forward with your chest, and at the same time, reaching through the crown of your head. And as you start to grade length, if you're the person with your knees bent, you can start to bring your knees towards the ground. Wherever you are, create a little more length on your inhale, and exhale your body out even more. Keep your feet flexed. Yoga is the ultimate example of finding strength and finding ease. One of the many reasons that I love it is that I find it such a significant metaphor for life. Where can you be reminded of your strength, and where can you find more ease? Inhale, walking your body back up, softening your knees, reaching under your knees, bending your knees, bringing them together, scooching forward if you need some space. I'm going to turn around. And starting to plant your feet, I want you to start to roll back. Option to bring your hands to either side and to roll back as slow as you can go, one vertebrae at a time. Keep going. When you get all the way down to the bottom, releasing your head back on the mat and bringing both of your knees into heart center. Squeezing your knees in, flattening your lower back towards the ground. Option to reach through for happy baby. Hands go between your legs, reach for the outer edge of your feet. Bend your knees to 90 degrees, flex your feet. Keep them nice and wide. Draw your knees towards your armpits. Press your hands into your feet into your hands. And if you're comfortable, rocking from side to side. Keep your shoulders on the ground, your face nice and relaxed, and tailbone still drawing towards the earth. Bending your knees, bringing the soles of your feet onto the ground, and bringing your right leg, crossing it all the way over your left leg, so that your one knee is on top of the other, drawing your knees in nice and close, reaching for your calves and your shins and drawing your knees towards you. And then reaching down, an option to take your left hand to the outside of your right foot, right hand to the outside of your left foot, and bringing your feet out to the side at the same time, drawing your knees towards your chest. Flex your feet. I'm going to turn so you can see me. So one leg's over the other, reaching for the outside edge of your feet, laying all the way back, drawing your knees towards you, feet out to the side. Another deep breath. Releasing your feet, bringing your left sole down and allowing your body to go your knees to drop all the way to the left, towards the ground, Opening your right arm up to the right, palm to the ceiling. Side twisting. Placing your left hand on top of your right knee. Reaching out through your right arm. An option to look towards your right hand. Closing your eyes. Inhale your legs back to center. Swapping the leg that's over top. So now placing your left leg over top your right, bringing your knees to your chest, your hands to your shins, drawing your knees towards your nose, bring your forehead to your knees. And then reaching down, taking hold of the outside edge of your feet, flexing your feet. Your right hand is on the outside of your left foot. Your left hand is on the outside of your right foot, drawing your legs up and at the same time, gently bringing your knees towards your chest. Feeling a deep stretch all the way down into your pelvis. Taking a walk through your upper body and just making sure that your shoulders are relaxed, your face is relaxed. Releasing your feet, placing the sole of your right foot back onto the ground and letting both your knees drop to the right-hand side. Opening up your left shoulder, left arm all the way to the left-hand side, palm to the ceiling. Right hand on top of left knee. An option to spin your gaze over your left hand. Inhale, bringing your knees back to center and bringing both your knees up towards your chest. Let me just spin around. One last squeeze in, forehead to your knees, knees to your forehead, squeeze in. And then exhale, release your head back and take whatever movements you'd like to take for the last 30 seconds or so. Windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Take whatever twist. Tadasana with your knees, your feet together, knees apart. When you're ready, maybe putting on a shirt or grabbing your blanket, placing your socks on your feet and setting up for Shavasana. Extending your legs out to either edge of the front end of your mat. Doing a gentle tuck of your shoulder blades underneath your back body. Placing your arms nice and wide to the side of your mat. Spin your palms open to the ceiling. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body releasing down into the earth. Feel the sense of belonging, of allowing, of grounding. Release your breath.
I'm going to say a poem of an unknown author. Speak quietly to yourself and promise there will be better days. Whisper gently to yourself and provide assurance that you really are extending your best effort. Console your bruised and tender spirit with reminders of many other successes. Offer comfort in practical and tangible ways, as if you were encouraging your dearest friend. Recognize that on certain days, the greatest grace is that the day is over and you get to close your eyes. Tomorrow comes more brightly. If there was ever a time to practice compassion for self and others, it's now. When you're ready, start to move your fingers and your toes, drawing your legs together, pressing out through your toes, through your heels, reaching your arms up and over top your head, breathing in and exhaling out of your mouth. Bending your knees and rolling onto your right hand side, drawing your knees up nice and close to your chest, resting your head on your right arm. Enveloping yourself in so much deep love. And when you're ready, pressing firmly into your left hand, keeping your eyes closed, come to sit in a nice, comfortable, cross-legged seated position. Resting your hands in your lap, closing your eyes. Grounding down just a little deeper through your sitting bones, reaching just a little higher through your crown. Fluttering your eyes open, placing your arms on either side, palms up. Inhaling, rising your arms all the way towards the ceiling, looking up. Placing your palms together, bringing your palms towards your chest, and deeply bowing your head to your palms. Thank you so much for practicing for me, practicing with me. The divine in me honors and respects the divine in you. Namaste. Oh my, it's snowing out there. If you're here in Toronto, thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. Hop on. You're welcome, Karen. You're welcome, Debbie. My pleasure. Hello, Kathy, Anya. Yes, I will be practicing in a couple more days. Hi, Krista. So incredible to have you here. Hi, Lana. So good. Yes. I just want to give you a second so I can catch up to your comments. I want to say thank you to all of you. And if you're watching this in replay, I have just as much love for you. And please reach out to me if there's anything that you want to let me know, or you have any concerns, or you just want to share some love. Please gift to yourself what you need today. so that you can show up for yourself and others. I so appreciate you all. Have an amazing day. Thank you, Mike. Feeling love and hope. I hope so. You're welcome, Beth. Amazing. Talk to you soon. Thank you, Jenny.